Let's go ahead and just jump right into this. On the left we have the iPhone 11 Pro Max 512GB version, and on the right we have the Galaxy Note 10 Plus 512GB version as well. So this is the best that Apple has to offer against the best that Samsung has to offer. First things first, we need to make sure that there are no apps open in the background, and there aren't, so we're good to start the test. For this test, I'm going to be opening 30 apps on both devices to see which phone can open apps the fastest. Then I'm going to go backwards through the apps to see which phone can keep the most apps open in RAM. At the top, you'll see a counter to show which phone is opening the apps faster. This video is filmed at 60 frames per second, and I'll be watching the replay frame by frame to determine which phone completely finished loading the apps first. If the phones open apps within about an eighth to a quarter of a second of each other, neither phone will get a point because that could just be the time difference between pressing one screen versus the other. If you're new to the channel, you're probably wondering why I call this a real-life speed test, and the reason is because I'm opening applications that you're actually going to use on a day-to-day basis. In a lot of the speed tests you guys are going to see online, people are opening more than 5 games at a time, transcoding video files, and doing a bunch of things that you'll never actually do during a normal day. Now, don't get me wrong, those tests are still valuable to see how the devices perform at their limits, but they aren't the best example of how the phones are going to perform on a day-to-day basis. So that's what this test is for. As you can see, I have a bunch of applications that you're going to use every day. Things like a web browser, email app, a couple games, note applications, social media, etc., etc. So hopefully this paints a pretty clear picture of how these will perform for the average person. I know that fair tests are extremely important to you guys, so if you check in the description, you'll see the full list of everything I did to make this as fair of a test as possible. And I highly recommend that you check out that list because I did a lot of different things to make this a fair test. Now as we go through this test, you're going to notice a few things. First, since the GPS is turned off on both phones, you'll see location requests pop up in some apps on the Note 10. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. Second, a few of the apps are going to open to different locations on each phone. That's also not something I can change, it's just how the apps open on the different phones. So take those results with a grain of salt, because the faster phone will be the one that opens to the location that you personally want it to open to. Alright, now we start the RAM test. Same deal here. There's a tally at the top to keep track of which phone has to reload the most apps. Obviously, the lower the number, the better. And in case you guys are wondering, this is playing back in real time to give you guys a good idea of how fast these phones actually are. Alright, so I've had a chance to look at the replay frame by frame and add the scores into the video. As you guys can see, these phones are closer than they've ever been in terms of real-world performance. While the iPhone opened the Bible app and the Pages Manager app considerably faster than the Note 10 Plus, the Note 10 Plus opened Twitter, Movies Anywhere, and Asphalt 9 considerably faster than the iPhone. And in terms of RAM, both phones performed excellently with only 2 reloads for the iPhone and just 3 reloads for the Note 10 Plus. So the takeaway is this. The speed of the phone should not be a consideration when choosing between the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Note 10 Plus because both of them will be incredibly fast for day-to-day use. Instead, you should really be focusing on the features offered by each phone. And if you guys need help discovering those features, you can check out the other videos on my channel because I dive pretty deep into what each of these phones are capable of. Also, let me know in the comments below if you guys like this new format where I talked over the speed test instead of having an intro before the speed test. I did it this way to considerably reduce the length of the video, so if you guys like it this way, or you have suggestions to make the speed test even better, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And as always guys, don't forget to like the video if you liked it, share it if you loved it, and subscribe for more iPhone 11 coverage. And while you're at it, smack that notification bell so you can be the first to know when the videos drop. That's it for this tech episode. God bless guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.